This is not financial nor professional advice. This video is for entertainment only. Hey everyone. What's affecting the stock market the most is the Ukraine invasion by Russia. Armored tanks and personnel carriers are pouring into the country. The great motherland of Ukraine and the beautiful city of Kiev, which you can see in this video, it's really a tragedy. The Ukrainian people are arming themselves and they're getting arms. I was pleased to see that Germany is sending Stingers, which shoots jets out of the sky, and their anti-tank gun to Ukraine, which you see being fired in the video next to me. Russia was kicked out of Afghanistan because of the Stingers. They were knocking the jets out of the sky. So this is what they need, and this is what we can provide. And we have a people willing to die for their country, which we've been in wars before where the people were not willing to die for their country, and that is just a waste of time. And eventually you get bogged down in an occupation of a country, and you're just sitting there, and you become a sitting duck for even the armed civilians can lob bombs at you, and they're there to stay. They're not going anywhere. And pretty after a while, it just makes sense to get out, which is what happened in Afghanistan. I mean, we could have stayed there another 20 years if we wanted to. It wouldn't do anything, but at least we had the brains to finally say, enough is enough, we're getting out. We can't do this anymore. And the Russians will soon conclude the same thing with Ukraine. Afghanistan was such a bad experience for them, and they don't want to reproduce that. I want to tell you how I've been trading, which has been quite an experience. In many ways, it's very psychological. It's driven mainly by expectations, or expectations of what the news hints at. If something goes wrong, people usually assume, oh, it's going very wrong, and they assume the worst, and the market goes down. If things start to turn around a little bit, like the Ukrainians are fighting harder than anyone imagined that they would, then the market goes up. It's just unbelievable that they had this invasion and the market went up dramatically at the end of the week. It was just mind-blowing. What's more mind-blowing is the way I traded this market. And it's given me even more radical thoughts. On the last 3 days of the week, Wednesday through Friday, let's say, I was trading Berkshire Hathaway. Now, Berkshire Hathaway, it's doing better than the S&P anyway. And I think they're going to benefit a lot from inflation just because they own railroads and banks and insurance companies, which are all going to benefit from inflation. And they own some technology. 40% of their stocks that they trade are Apple. But I mean, it's conservative technology. They have a little bit of spicier stuff like Snowflake mixed in there. But Apple is the giant in their portfolio. But so I'm investing in Berkshire Hathaway the last 3 days, and I made a lot of money on that. I got out of it just because near the end of Friday, just because I don't know what's coming Monday. Okay. At the same time, in the very same time, I'm not day trading, I'm minute trading the SQQQ, which is shorting the 100 largest companies on the NASDAQ. And it's unbelievable that I was able to short that. And by doing minute trading, literally minute trading, look at the expectations and how that's likely to shift during the day. I made solid money. I mean, I made like 10,000 on Thursday, 10,000 on Friday. I'll take it. It's good, but it's disconcerting that I made money on Berkshire Hathaway and SQQ at the same time when there's no way that should happen. Now, the QQQ, that's an index. It's an index of the 100 largest companies on the NASDAQ, which are heavily loaded with technology. It's Amazon, it's Google, it's Netflix, all the FANGs, and the next biggest companies that come after the FANGs, basically. So you do that when you're feeling bullish on the market, the QQQs. It's a good long-term thing to do. It probably wouldn't even be a bad thing to do now. I don't know how much further we can go down unless extremely bad news happens, which, as unstable as things are, I just don't know what's coming next. But you would do the QQQ during bullish times, and you short the QQQ by using the SQQQ. So you use the QQQ in bullish times and the SQQQ during bad times. You might think of the S as meaning something else besides short. I have no idea what that is, but you get the idea, I think. What I may be doing in the future, based on this total ridiculousness, which you got to be excited and disconcerted by it at the same time. But I'm realizing that this market is so volatile that you've got to severely adjust your trading. I do not recommend anyone do this. It's dangerous and it's risky. I'm doing it because I'm used to doing it. I've lived through so many crashes. I've made every mistake in the book in the past. I'm not making mistakes now. You hit me over the head with a board 10 times. I eventually wake up. Isn't that amazing? So what you want to do is you want to buy the rumor and sell the news. Let's say that big news comes out that Ukraine is winning somehow, some way. They get the anti-tank weapons, they get the Stingers, and they're knocking them out of the sky, and it's unbelievable. Or at least that's the rumor. It's an unconfirmed rumor. Okay, the market's going to shoot up. Okay, you buy on that rumor, and then when the news comes out that, oh, it's not as good as we thought, you get out. Okay, but if you do that game with the shorting the SQQQ, you got to be a minute trader, and I don't recommend this to anybody. It's something that I'm playing with, and you know what? The way this is going, I'm thinking of getting even more radical. I'm thinking of buying on the rumor and buying SQQ on the rumor of bad news coming, and then selling when the news actually comes out, depending on which way it goes. But let's say there's a rumor of good news that Ukraine is winning. Okay, I'm buying the QQQ. Okay, I'm going to exaggerate the exaggeration. Okay, and when it turns, I'm going to sell, and I might alternately trade the SQQQ and the QQQ. And I'm just going to go by the rumor. If the rumor is good news, I'm buying the QQQ. If the rumor is bad news, I'm buying the SQQQ until it swings the other way. I hope I'm being clear on this, because it's confusing while you're doing it, and that's why it's risky and dangerous. And I've seen enough of these swings now that I'm really getting the hang of it, and I'm finding that it's the minute trading that's working, much to my surprise and much to my amazement. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe so that you receive future videos. and I will plan to see you in the future.